Am I the a-hole for breaking down and cheating on my spouse after almost 2 years of no consummation? Using a throwaway for privacy, not giving real ages, but we are both in our 20s. I married my husband a year ago, even though I've always had it drilled into me that anyone wanting to wait until marriage for sex is hiding something. I stupidly agreed to wait until marriage because I never learned from a single mistake. As it turns out, my spouse is essentially impotent from childhood medications ADHD. I didn't know the full extent of this until the honeymoon. Suffice to say that honeymoon was one of the most depressing weeks of my life. We tried to seek medical care for it, but Viagra and other red drugs wouldn't be safe for him to take due to some heart issues, which I completely understand. I was at first trying to hide the issues from family friends, but as things declined, I had to be more honest. He slowly stopped trying to show any affection to me, and we haven't slept in the same room for over a year now. My mental state has been on a slow decline. So a friend of mine offered to have me come out to her state for the weekend to get away. I wasn't planning it, but while there, I ended up having sex with someone at a club. Sounds gross, but it was great. Of course the aftermath has been very harsh. Most of my family understands that I'm extremely sexually frustrated and have been put in an impossible situation. But obviously a good deal of my social network thinks I'm a slur. They hold that with the exception of severe abuse. Marriage is forever. I'd like to try to be okay with an asexual relationship, but honestly it's incredibly hard. I didn't marry to stay a virgin and sleep alone. I don't know if I have a high sex drive or just a sex drive. I had a pregnancy scare from it and realized that I deeply want children one day, which obviously can't happen in this situation. I'd like to try sex again, but obviously that's not happening. I'd also love to have a sexual high without a crash of guilt afterwards. Everyone else gets that. Why am I held to an unachievable standard? My spouse doesn't want to accept an open relationship. Not that we are talking much these days. In my state, lack of consummation isn't reason for an annulment. So I'd have to prepare for a full divorce. I make more than he does, and our condo is in my name. So he could take a great deal away from me. Am I really in the wrong here? Edit. I've gotten some preliminary advice that I should offer him a flat settlement to sign no fault divorce papers, say 10k plus I pay his moving costs, or even just a flat 15k. It sucks, but it would get him out of my condo quickly, prevent further legal battles, and end this quickly and quietly with a 2-year marriage, no kids, and the fact that 10k would about cover every financial contribution he made in the marriage. That actually looks like an amazing deal for him in front of any judge. Everyone sucks here. You cheated and obviously didn't practice safe sex. He didn't disclose a medical condition until the honeymoon. Get a divorce and pick up the pieces. It might be hard, but not as bad as this marriage. Took the words right out of my mouth, and everyone sucks here. I would be so angered and hurt if my new wife waited until the honeymoon to tell me that she was unable to have sex or babies. That is some serious information you need to know before you commit to spending your life with someone. Regardless, cheating isn't cool. Everyone sucks here. You would be fine if you told him, look, I need sexual satisfaction that you cannot provide. I'm okay with being in an open relationship with you, but if that won't work for you, we should get divorced. But you didn't do that. Instead, you cheated on him. Divorce is tough. Your situation is incredibly hard, and I feel for you. But it's no reason to become a cheater. He's the asshole for not telling you that he was impotent, or at the very least being okay with an open relationship. You have needs. I completely agree, everyone sucks here. She could have talked to him about her lack of intimacy and that she has needs. If she did this, and there was no resolution, she should have moved for divorce. Not gone to visit a friend and had a one-night stand. Whether you still love the person or not, it's a crappy thing to do. But he sucks for not disclosing the full extent of his impotence. He might not have had a full understanding of it. You can't learn a lot about stuff you never have the urge to do, but he could have talked it through with her. Everyone sucks here. You need to sit down and discuss this. Instead, he's sulking and you're cheating. Grow up and deal with this like adults, even if it means divorce. Everyone sucks here. He lied or didn't tell the whole truth about his medical condition before getting married. You cheated, though I completely understand why. Not that we are talking much these days. Sounds like sex isn't the only issue in the relationship. Honestly, if you don't see a way for this marriage to work, cut your losses. While you are still young, it will be easier for both of you in the long run. A lot of comments here are about how cheating is never acceptable. Now, I'm not arguing that cheating isn't bad, but what makes cheating so awful and traumatic is the betrayal and deception by the person who's supposed to be your partner, closest friend and confidant. This is clearly not the case here. They barely even talk anymore. Of course cheating sucks, but OP has already experienced that betrayal and deception when she was tricked into a marriage that her husband seemingly never intended to consummate. To add insult to injury, he then withdrew all affection, intimacy, and seemingly even any kind of friendship or partnership. Just file for divorce. The OP didn't plan to cheat. According to her, it's not like she set up a dating profile with the intention of carrying on an affair. She was living in this pseudo marriage and trying to make it work. And she made a drunken mistake. I don't really have a judgment, I suppose. But OP, you deserve better. You deserve a relationship that fulfills you. At the very least emotionally, but ideally in every way. You're still in your 20s. I know it feels like you have a lot to lose. But you are so young. You have plenty of time to rebuild your life into one that makes you happy. Duck the condo, and your husband deserves the same. You two aren't right for each other. That doesn't mean there's not someone out there for him. For one, there are tons of asexual women out there who could happily be in a loving relationship without sex. It's just not you. And that's okay. You both deserve to be happy. And it doesn't sound like you can be that together. Everyone sucks here. No a-hole here. I don't really know, but you both deserve better. Everyone sucks here. First of all, don't feel bad for sucking. Everyone does sucky things. He is without a doubt wrong, and 100% at fault for your frustrations. You only suck because you did it behind his back. Even though you shouldn't have needed to, you should have told him, if I can't get it from you, I'm getting it from somewhere else. Even if you don't like it, because I need it. I mean, being impotent is one thing, but there can be so many ways to pleasure you without him getting hard. As for children, alternatives also exist for that. Everyone sucks here. You cheated. Your situation is no excuse. Divorce your husband first, then find a sexual partner. Your husband is tough for hiding his impotence and then being emotionally distant. An asexual relationship could still work if he was emotionally loving and explored other sexual activities. Everyone sucks here, but you're an asshole. Big time. Going against the grain on this one. He should have disclosed his sexual situation to you before getting married, and he's a major asshole for that. But there is absolutely nothing in the world that makes it okay to cheat. Period. To want sex is perfectly normal. To basically completely deny your partner sex is awful. But it still does make it okay to cheat. If you don't want to be with him, leave. You're so worried about him taking a great deal away from you that you won't divorce him. If your mental health is truly suffering, then none of that matters. It's just money. Convince him to settle in a fair agreement or suck it up. Take the loss and walk away. Maybe next time around you'll be wiser. Get a prenup and don't wait until marriage. That shit is stupidity at its finest. Please subscribe.